It is 3:50 a.m. on New Year's Eve, 2021. I have barely slept, but I am full of energy and excitement as I make my way to Philadelphia International Airport. I am about to embark on a journey that will take me halfway across the country into sub-zero temperatures. A major milestone in the YouTube Goalhorn community will soon be achieved. For the very first time in history, two popular Goalhorn YouTubers will meet in person. It had seemed like such a pipe dream when PG13hockeyman had proposed the idea to me months ago. Many things needed to be sorted out with logistics and timing. Not to mention, flights and tickets to the game were not cheap. Thankfully, all of the right pieces fell into place and everything was finally coming to fruition. Today is finally the day that our vision would become a reality. I will soon experience the harsh effects of a Minnesota winter and what will go down as the coldest outdoor game ever played in National Hockey League history. Since the time I was a young boy, aviation has fascinated me on a deep level. In fact, I dreamed of one day becoming an airline pilot, but life took me in an entirely different direction. I hope to one day earn my private pilot's license and pursue flying on a recreational basis. Soaring above the clouds at 30,000 feet is one of my absolute favorite pastimes. Seeing the cities, towns, geographical features, and other landmarks from the skies above is an incredibly captivating experience. As we make our final descent into Minneapolis, St. Paul, the snow-covered ground begins to reveal itself. The reality of the freezing cold Minnesota winter conditions finally begins to sink in. I am filled with intense emotions of both dread and excitement for what is to come tomorrow.
It's our pleasure to welcome you to Minneapolis, St. Paul, where the local time is 8:06.
As I make my way through the airport, my excitement continues to grow. PG13 and I are about to make history. So, there he is, PG13hockeyman, the one and only.
Hey.
Good to meet you in person.
Nice to meet you.
Tall as shit. While it may be a well-known fact that PG13hockeyman is a huge Prince fan, very few people in the Goalhorn community know that he is actually a highly talented musician and an excellent organist. I watch in absolute awe and question my very own musical abilities as Patrick plays one of his favorite songs from his favorite artist. Watch out, NHL organ players, you might just have some competition on your hands. After making some music, we head over to the historical Doug Lug Arena, where Patrick is the DJ during local high school games. Today, PG13 is set to do all 4 games of the girls' varsity tournament. Yeah, DJ PG13 in the house.
And the Minnesota Wild have scored a goal with their best goal scorer of all time.
DJ Patrick! During the tournament, I was able to capture some exciting moments and key goals from directly inside of the scorekeepers and penalty boxes. But perhaps the most exciting moment of the entire tournament was when the South St. Paul girls varsity team scored the heroic go-ahead power play goal with 16.2 seconds remaining in the third period to clinch the third place trophy.
Your third place trophy! Congratulations, girls.
And of course, one final game still remained, as the Champlain Park Coon Rapids Bluebirds would go on to defeat the Woodbury Royals to clinch the championship.
Give a trophy to our champions of the Composer Classic, the Champlain Park Coon Rapids.
Following a successful first day in the great state of Minnesota and a fun New Year celebration, we make our way through downtown Minneapolis. The big day is finally upon us. The 2022 NHL Winter Classic is less than 17 hours away. After a good night's rest and before heading to the big game, we make a little pit stop at the largest mall in the entire United States of America. Here we are, in the Mall of America. Any comments for the camera there? PG13hockeyman, the one and only.
Well, this is my area. This is where I know them all. I'm very used to this, so if you're jealous, be jealous.
Yeah, well said. Here we are rolling up on this crazy amusement park. Bet you don't have this in your local shopping mall. Pretty wild stuff. If you ever happen to be in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, I highly recommend checking out the Mall of America and the amusement park in the middle. It is truly a one-of-a-kind experience. Alright, here we go. We may not come back alive, but we're gonna brave it. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. Any last words?
Oh.
So at this point, the ride operator actually yelled at me for having my phone out and threatened to stop the ride if I didn't put it away. I really wish I could have shared more footage of the ride with you all. With our adventure at the Mall of America behind us, it was now time to start getting ready for the big game. By the way, I've got a quick poll question for you all to answer down in the comment section below. This may just be the most important poll you'll ever answer in your entire life. Who's got the best beard in the Goalhorn community? Myself on the left or PG13hockeyman in the middle? And comment down below if you think both of our beards look terrible and you think you can beat us in the beard contest. Now that we are all finally suited up, it is time to go to the Winter Classic. We can only pray that our best efforts to bundle up will keep us warm in the negative Minnesota winter conditions. Here we are at the Winter Classic. It is freezing cold right now. There he is, Blues Wild. It's gonna be one heck of a time. The struggle to stay warm is becoming more and more real as each moment passes. Despite all of my best efforts, the cold finds a way to creep in and freeze some of my limbs. At temperatures this low, the threat of frostbite is incredibly real. Hence, frozen limbs must not be taken lightly. Unfortunately, I was unable to capture as much footage as I would have liked to during the game. My hands kept freezing due to the negative temperatures despite my winter gloves and hand warmers. I was forced to shelter my hands inside of my jacket pockets for large portions of the game in order to keep them from developing frostbite. Please enjoy all of the footage I was able to capture during the game as you get to witness some of the sights and sounds of this spectacular event from my point of view in the stands.
Welcome to Minnesota. It's time for the 2022 Discover NHL Winter Classic. First, let's meet your Minnesota Wild! And left winger number 97, Barreto. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your Minnesota Wild! And now, the visiting St. Louis Blues.
Let's go Blues! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go Blues! Attaboy, Vladdy! Let's go Blues! Blues win!
Final score for tonight's game, the St. Louis Blues 6, the Minnesota Wild 4.
Although the Winter Classic is now over, we still have 2 more full days of exciting activities ahead of us. Patrick was selected to DJ and operate the Goalhorn for a Division I NCAA men's ice hockey game between the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers and the University of St. Thomas Tommies at Doug Woog Arena.
Hockey fans, please welcome to the ice, St. University of Minnesota Golden!
Despite conceding a goal within the first minute of the game, the Golden Gophers would go on to win in blowout fashion by a final score of 5-2, outshooting the Tommies 45-15. With one final day remaining in the Twin Cities, it is now time for Patrick to give me an official tour of St. Paul and Minneapolis. Next, we pass XL Energy Center. This is one of my favorite NHL stadiums and one of the nicest in the league in my opinion. The exterior design is abstract and beautiful. Those big shiny glass windows look absolutely gorgeous. Back in 2017, I attended a St. Louis Blues Minnesota Wild game at the X. The Blues won the game by a final score of 2-1.
Shoot that cat. Yeah! Woo! Come on, Schwartz. Yeah! Woo! Hey, boy, Vladdy!
This amazing behind-the-back pass by Jaden Schwartz to Vladimir Tarasenko would earn this goal a spot on the ESPN Sportsnet Top 10 Plays of the Day. Down the street from XL Energy Center is the world-famous Mickey's Diner, where scenes from Disney's The Mighty Ducks were filmed. I actually ate a meal here back in 2017. The food was pretty good. Would recommend. The Minnesota State Capitol building is also located in the heart of St. Paul. It looks very similar to the US Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Next stop, Minneapolis, where our grand tour continues. Up ahead is Target Center, where the NBA's Minnesota Timberwolves play their home games.
So you see all the stars. It's where people, big names, really big names. On the other side, you'll see the Golden Star, Prince. This is the Armory. So Prince actually shot all of his music videos for 1999 in that building.
US Bank Stadium is one of the most impressive feats of architecture in the entire city of Minneapolis and one of my favorite stadiums in the NFL. This stadium has a special place in my heart as this is where Nick Foles led the heroic underdog effort to help the Philadelphia Eagles defeat the New England Patriots to win their first ever Super Bowl in franchise history. We pass by Allianz Field, which is the home of the MLS's Minnesota United FC, en route to our next stop. With only hours remaining before my flight home, we have one last major destination on the agenda. The border town of Hudson, Wisconsin is located roughly 25 minutes away from Minneapolis-St. Paul.
So yeah, this river is the border of Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Before today, I have never stepped foot in the state of Wisconsin. I can now check it off and add it to my list of states I have visited. For the first time ever, I've stepped foot in the great state of Wisconsin, and right over there is Minnesota, and right over here is PG13 hockeyman, and we're on a little adventure. It's a fun time. By the way, shout out PG13 hockeyman. Easily one of the most underrated goalhorn creators on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel today. All good things must eventually come to an end. My trip to Minnesota is now over. It is time to head back home to Philadelphia. Although I am comfortably seated in the airplane, I am not yet out of the clutches of the freezing cold Minnesota winter. The wings of our Airbus A319 aircraft have frozen and are required to be sprayed down with a chemical solution in order to de-ice them.
Do this procedure, we do turn the air conditioning system off just so we don't get some of the glycol mixture that's spraying mixed in with the air we're breathing. So we do apologize if the cap gets a little warm or stuffy, but it's just temporary. Once we do take off, our flying time, take off the touchdowns tonight, it's estimated to be about 1 hour and 56 minutes. We don't really anticipate any delay here getting into Philadelphia today.
With our wings now unfrozen, we are finally cleared for takeoff. My time in Minnesota has now officially ended. As I look down at the glowing metropolises in the dead of night, I reflect upon my journey to Minnesota and the Winter Classic. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really happy we were able to make this happen. I would like to extend a major thank you and the utmost gratitude to Patrick and his wonderful family for hosting me. I am so glad I had the opportunity to enjoy their company during my trip to Minnesota. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video and if you would like me to make more like this in the future. A lot of time, money, and energy went into making this vlog. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel to help support the creation of more videos like this.